welcome back. It's Tina with Plan a Little Farm Life. It is hot. It is really hot outside. I'm going to show you what I do. I picked some herbs this morning, and I'm just now getting to them. I'm going to show you how I preserve and how I dehydrate or dry my herbs, and I'll tell you why I do each one that way. So I'm going to show you. I've already done the chives, and I've done this in another video by itself, so I'll link that up above in a card. So I'm going to set these aside, and these will take about a week or so. I'm hoping with the humidity that we have that it won't take longer. It more than likely will, because the humidity today is at 95%. So if you live in a humid climate, it's going to take you a little bit longer to do this and dry your herbs, even with a dehydrator. And that's why the times for dehydrating things are suggestive, and it's all dependent on obviously the environment that you're in. So I picked some basil this morning, and I have a salad spinner, an old Tupperware salad spinner that I just put them in, and I fill it with water, and I let them soak a little bit to let all the dirt and that drain off. And then I spin them out. I drain it and I spin it out. These, you don't have to really pat them dry, but I just put them on, and we're just going to layer them up here. I try to keep them single layer. They dry better and faster that way. And it allows you time to kind of check over things. And I know I've got some caterpillary issues going on. So I'll just take like that, and we'll give that to the chickens. They'll really like that. But most of them are pretty good. I have actually found some silkworms lately and some caterpillars. So I'm kind of wondering if that means it's going to be a really cold winter. If we're already seeing the caterpillars out in full force. I haven't seen them on my herbs as much as I have lately. I had and I think I said this in another video, it wasn't a monarch, it was a swallowtail caterpillar that I had seen it that afternoon on my parsley, and I thought to myself, hey, I need to take care of him and, move him somewhere else or whatever, and I forgot. Well, by the next morning, he had decimated about half of my parsley. So it is in, we're going to call it recovery mode. So hopefully I can get some parsley this year, because the first bits didn't come up well. So I have one bundle hanging somewhere. It's up here. I have one bundle of parsley hanging, and I'm hoping to fit these on 3, if not 4 trays. I'll probably fit on 3, and I'll just kind of zhuzh them around when they're midway through, just to give them some airflow. Take some of these and put them on a different one. So this, I absolutely love my basil for my soups and things. It just is so flavorful, especially growing it ourselves. So I'm going to take you over, and we'll get them in the dehydrator. so I'm just going to set my chives up there. This is a Kasori 6-tray dehydrator, and I absolutely love it. I did a lot of research when my other one died. I didn't have a Kasori, I had a no-name brand, like just a generic. So if you can't afford something like this to start out, by all means, don't worry about it. But this one, as you can see, there's a lot of space. You'll see that I like the fact that the blower is in the back and the heating element, so it goes over each tray evenly, more evenly, okay, instead of bottom up. I think it's a Nesco. I haven't had one of those, but I've had a circular one, and the more important thing is to be able to set the time and the temperature exact. The other one I had, I could set it to one of like 8 preset temperatures, but this one, it's just very easy to do. You hit the temp, and I do it on like 125. I think it's about standard. And then I'm gonna set it for a 12-hour check time. And it's quiet. It's quiet. So let me show you over here. This is what I just do with them. I just put them in and I label them. Don't, nothing fancy. But you can see all my basils in here. Let me turn you over a little bit. You should be able to see I've got, this is my 3rd jar of chives this year. I didn't get as many this picking, and this is the dill that I've dried. I didn't pick any dill yet. It's still growing. And then this should be, what is this, rosemary? This is rosemary. I haven't labeled it. See? Bad me. So we'll end up taking this off to, nobody tore that off yet. But I just keep them in here, and then once I get a jar full, I will take them down and into my long term. You can see I've been working on, I don't know if you can see that right there. Those are my chamomile flowers. And I go out and pick them. These are the ones that are new today. But I just go and pick them, and I dry them this way. It's just very easy. I just leave this jar open, and I let them sit in the ramekin for a day or two. And then I'll move them to this jar, and that just ensures that they're going to dry out. And maybe later, obviously, eventually it will be capped, but it's not really a thing right now. I'm just letting them air dry. And I only have 2 plants this year. I'm hoping that I can spread that out, but I'll get maybe half a jar. I'm thinking this year, maybe a jar. I don't know. We'll see. So let's go over and work on the rosemary. Okay, so from what you can see, I did not get a whole lot of rosemary, but it does need to be washed. So I'm going to get this washed and over the chickens. And then I'm going to, I think I'm going to let this one, I'm going to hang dry this, I think. And I will show you how I do that. I've got some mint up here right now and 1 batch of parsley somewhere up there. So let me get this washed real quick. Okay, so I'm going to move these trays out of the way. And this one I ended up, you got some with like mud on it, so I might have to wash him again. But these are very easy, and having a salad spinner isn't necessary, but I can tell you it has been a lifesaver, because when you're drying or hang drying, you want to not have them drippy. But it helps get a lot of the excess water off, and cuts back on your time. So with this, I can probably make a couple bundles, and while I'm doing this, I can weed out some of the Not so great ones. I didn't have that big of a picking this time, and I think it's just because of the weather. And see, some of these I think will end up in the dehydrator because they're too small to hang really. And I could lay them out, but I'm running out of places to lay things out. So I just line them up pretty as evenly as I can, and I try to make the bundles not so big. And I keep them on their stem until they're dry. When they're dry, they're very easy to take, and you're just gonna take a stem and go against the growth, and they're just gonna fall off. So I think I'm gonna see if I can't make this 3, and then I will take these and put them on a tray. That one for the chickens. This is some twine. I just picked it up at Hobby Lobby or something. But I've got nails that my husband put up on the back side of our decorative thing. You don't have to do that. You can use, let's see, if you put 2 nails in your wall, if you have a place that you don't, that can go undisturbed for a while, you can put 2 nails and hang one line across and do this, tie them together like I'm doing. And then you can, pin them like you would a clothesline. So I put my hook up here, and that's just so that I can hook it up onto my nail. And I'm just going to tie it twice. And I'm going to let that set off to the side until I get all these done. Okay, so I have 3 of them, and they kind of are at different lengths, and I'm going to hang them up, and I will try to show you because the light might be in the way. Let me go get a step stool and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm going to bring you up here with me. And I normally can stand on my tiptoes. I don't know if you can see, hold on, my cord. I don't know if you can see, there is a nail right here. And that's where I'm going to hang them from. And you can see the others, the mint and that I have hanging. And it just hangs down to dry. And it generally takes about, I want to say about a week or so. Just set you down right there for a minute. takes about a week or so, depending on the weather and the humidity, and if we have the air on, which we do now because it's the weather is trying to kill us by cooking us. So I do try to get them a little bit like staggered so that the airflow does better, but sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So I'm going to move on to the oregano over here, and I'll be right back. I'm going to wash it. Okay, so I let the oregano soak in the sink for a bit, and I spun it out in the salad spinner. I think I'm going to do a little bit of both methods, hanging, and I'm going to see what fits on the trays here. The reason for that is because I'm just got a lot going on and a lot coming in that I don't want to have backlog of herbs and that, along with produce. You can see my cherry tomatoes, so we reuse all our jars. My cherry tomatoes from this year, and I think there's another jar over there. So I am going to just pile some of this on, and I don't expect all of it to fit, but I will tell you that I have, and you're gonna have to play with your own dehydrator, because I have found that I know what I can do with mine and have it dry successfully as far as piling. But I know I can pile it pretty decently, and it has enough airflow through it, and as it dries it gets more airflow because the leaves shrink, and it just makes it that much easier once it's dry to de-stem it and preserve it that way. So I'm just going to get these. My daughter's in here making her lunch, so don't mind her. It's a working kitchen, guys. So you can see I have them pretty stacked, pretty full, but I know I can successfully do this, and that I can hang the rest of it. These over here on this other counter for now, because I still have a batch in the salad spinner. So, and I'm not worried about all the little things because our chickens will enjoy it. They'll love it. I have about 5 or so nails left. my daughter's cat's jealous. One cat got the tuna can, and the other one is jealous. So you'll hear her meowing. But again, just dabbing. And for these, again, I just do the same thing. I'm going to speed this up here so you don't have to sit here and watch me do each one. recording, by the way.
What?
I said I'm recording, by the way. This will be a sped up portion, but just so you know. So I'm just going to add these in. And it'll be fine, even though it's already running in, what, 15 minutes in or so? It'll be okay. If I can get it to go in, because it keeps wanting to go up. So, and they'll shrink down as it goes. So, make sure it all goes in as even as possible. Pop that down there. Make sure it's all tucked in and ready to go. So this will be done in 12 to 18 hours. The chives will be done in about a week, about 4 to 7 days. And then the hanging herbs will be done in about a week or so. So it's a process, and you'll notice I did 2 different ways for the oregano, and some of that is for timing, some of it's for space, but I prefer to hang if I can as much as possible, because I think that the flavor comes out better, but this works just as good. And you can even do this in your oven if you're willing to. I think it's like 200 or like with herbs, you want to do the lowest you can. I'm not sure what the lowest the ovens go, so you might want to try your oven out and see what the lowest temperature, because if you do it too hot, you're going to scorch them, and the flavor might not be there. It might just be like a burnt flavor or something. I'm not sure. So that's not a method that I've ever tried. But this is it for this video, and if you have questions, let me know. I also do my parsley this way. I do the cilantro, the bay leaves, sage, and that. So I have some lemongrass that I've grown for the first time this year, so I'm learning that, and I'll see about if I can bring you along that journey, because I love lemongrass tea. So that's the aim for that one. So thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me in this, and I will see you on the next video. Happy gardening.